We are in Cabo Verde, an Atlantic archipelago of 10 islands west of the African continent. And further west was the Northwest Bank, an undersea mountain where it's reputed there was a lot of fish. We had looked around but got spooked. And anyways, it was time to go. We wanted to get to our next destination before nightfall. We were about 30 nautical miles from the nearest safe spot I knew of. A tiny town called Cruzinhas, which had a protected area where I believe we could anchor. I had been there on a few occasions, but by land. And there were 3 fishing boats tied to buoys in rough weather. So I knew it was possible. By rough, I mean steady 25-knot winds and up, and 2 to 3 meter swell, sometimes much more. It's very exposed. Today was an exception to the rule, barely 6 knots of wind, not enough to put up the sails. So my trusty Perkins 4108 diesel, whom I affectionately call Simone, was churning right along. Even though the engine was running, Simone purrs. So we could talk, sleep, or play music. And we had plenty of time. Here Jody is singing Amy Winehouse. Simone tends to drown her out, so we are keeping the soundtrack as is. It is getting late, and I'm a bit worried we won't get there before dark. But the scenery is so beautiful that my worries fade into acceptance. We got in at night, and well, then we danced. Well, good morning. This is where we anchored last night. We came here a little bit late. It's just getting dark. But thank God there was a boatload of fishermen who were testing out their boat. And of course I spoke to them, asking for their advice. And they were so kind to show us where to put the anchor. At first we put it way too close, they said. I could have drifted into some rocks with the different tides and currents. And then they helped us tie up to a stern buoy so that we'd have extra security, and then also be straight heading towards the waves, because there's some waves here, man. This is crazy, but this is absolutely stunning, man. I've always wanted to come here with my boat. I said it could be done, and we've done it, man. It's amazing, man. Wow. Last night, after the guys helped us anchor, we went ashore and bought everybody rounds of grog. We shared stories and fried more eel. And in the morning, we went back to shore. Again, there are always people to lend a helping hand.
We are probably the only yacht that has ever anchored here, so we're a novelty. Although many people know me from before, and they are impressed that I did sail here.
Jody, Sydney, and I are going for a little walk. Hey, there's a rooster going for a walk. Hello, how you doing? Three roosters are gang bloop, gang beeping. There's little Yolanda. You gonna follow us? O bem, manos? Nos fazem volta.
Sydney had the idea of walking to the next town, and a good idea it was. We were accompanied by a friend I made here last time, Yolanda. She was hoping that Mauricia had come. Alas, I explained that I could not get permission from the authorities to bring Mauricia. I don't know if Yolanda understood whom the authorities were. I mean, look where she lives. I find it amazing that she was able to tag along with strangers. I did ask her if her parents knew that she was with us, and she assured me yes. People here are so trusting, and as well, they give their children room to live and play. As a parent myself, I would not have let this happen without a phone number and a timeline. But here, there's no worries. We stopped here for a moment. The French owner offered us water. We sympathized with her about the lack of tourists. She didn't seem to worry, and she said she was actually happy. There was much work to do after the heavy rains.
Magnifique, c'est beau. Tá bonito para gostar? Para gostar do lugar? O conche?
Sydney knew people in all corners, childhood friends, even girlfriend. Much progress had been made on the road construction since I was last here a few months ago. And now I know how they pave these roads. Respect, gentlemen. These endless cobblestone roads crisscrossing mountains and valleys really impress me. Sydney was a little annoyed that all the people we met thought that he was our guide. He had to state on several occasions that we came by boat, and Jody was his sweetheart.
So beautiful.
The town here is so charming and well taken care of. With help, it seems. I have heard on local TV that the tiny country of Luxembourg is Cape Verde's biggest investor. Because of COVID, everything is on hold. No little bars or restaurants to quench our thirst. Just a little store, or loja as it's called here. I asked Yolanda if she'd like a candy bar or ice cream or something. She flatly said no, then pulled me close and asked if I would buy her some hair gel. And look at her. Before heading back to the boat, we had to go to the town's natural swimming pool. People gather here to swim and fish. Me, I had something big in mind, a real high, so I climbed up the rocks here and waited patiently for Sydney. I needed a jolt of excitement. The worst is the anticipation, but once you let yourself go, I'm sure that kid will be doing backflips off those rocks soon. I asked the man near me if he was his dad, and he said no. This is where he plays. Again, no worries. Sydney had another great idea, getting some seafood for lunch. These mollusks are called pushef.
Pushef time.
Ja?
Yeah, apparently you can get in salt water.
Ik kan kontje in.
Nou.
The technique is to twist it.
Do you need like... Okay.
And then it should come out.
Ah, okay.
Come out, come out. Come out.
Technique. She don't have technique.
It's the first time I do it, okay? Okay.
Well, that was an awesome first time experience. Jody? First time for you too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we were like, whatever, like these shells, whatever you call them, these crustaceans, mollusks, mini penises. We were virgins to the mini penises, but we consumed a bunch of them thanks to Sydney, who bought a bunch of them from the guys who fished them, and amazing, delicious.
Yeah, really good. Definitely
Really good.
do it again.
Yeah, now we're gonna sail off. We gotta go before the weather gets windy, because we're not in the best place to be anchored for a long time. But it's been cool here in Cruzinhas. Thank you, man. You're the star, man.
Thank you for your like.
Que ya pasaron las 12. Solo amigos con derechos para no podernos vivirnos el goce. ¿Sabes cómo resumirme? Yeah. Como la chica fantasma, baby. No quiero nada, solo tú en mi habitación. Ya no quiero nada, ya no quiero esta relación, yeah. Ni romperte el corazón. Refrescame la mente para recordar